Last on the beat, boy, this is my man. Always a dream of shit until I see the best. Then I have to fall back. Like God stay with you because I made up like it's best. I be real for that. Yeah. I always believe that they're gonna catch up on my bitches. Girl, can you talk back? Yeah. Always. Yeah. I made it over, nigga left it. Before you were forward, that's the shit I went with. Yeah, try that big ass like now you didn't got an intervention. So you turned your head and now your bitch is missing. Yeah, passports and plane tickets, smell that nigga tripping. I ain't never falling, you won't get me slipping. Yeah, but you seen that like an interview, you then a prison. Get thanks for holidays, but it ain't shit that's given. Yeah. My purpose is back. I'ma tell you now, people caught up in the trap. I ain't talking where you go and cop a couple packs. So you started cutting lines, it's not going on your back. I took to the castle beat and got me to relax. Got a train spirit, so don't try to stop me in my tracks. They caught me with my patch against the wall. Make it even. Here's the odds. I always agree with you and I see it. And I have to fall back. Yeah. Like all the same with kids and kids that land up like a special. I be better fall back. Yeah. I always believe and think I'm back to all my bitches. Girl, can you go back? Yeah. Projected calls. I look at her and emotions, see the extra scar. They feel that spirit is my repertoire. Whatever's on your mind, you need to let it off. Yeah, yeah. Look, you said that your actions to be better off. Like rubbing on your booty, cause it's dirty soft. Yeah, come and be alright, right? We flying on that motherfucking flight. Taking some help. Every day, up overextending myself. Ain't nobody really knows all the shit I felt. Turn my heart ice cold, and that shit wouldn't melt. I picture your face, that shit like you sit in the rain, yeah. The picture of brain, but put your image of pain, yeah. What happened to your past? You done burned it out. You must have seen the other stage, but it's perfect now. Always a dream of shit until I see it. Then I have to fall back. Like God stay with you because I made up like I'll be back for that. Yeah. Always gonna be the thing I'm back to all my bitches. Girl, can you talk back? Yeah. Always. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I know it probably sound a little more loud, a little weird when you're on the StreamYard. It look different too. Now, for the most part, now look, check this out. Now, what I'm gonna break down is my curriculum. Then leave the doors open for it to be challenged. What people don't do. A lot of people don't be having nothing for you to challenge anyway and stuff. So this is what we're gonna understand, get real nice, clear, and direct. You know what I'm saying? So we can see what's going on. This use a different camera too. Use it. Okay, use that one. All right. Well, yeah, so you got peep gang. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, we're gonna start it off with the curriculum. And I'm gonna break down each curriculum so people can kind of like get a mind frame to their comprehension, what they're familiar with. And then if they want to like debunk it, or some don't resonate to what they've been familiar with, but they sure what they familiar with. Because what I'm getting ready to talk about is really, you could break it down into layers and understand your religions better, understand your science better, understand your math better. Whatever that you've been into that we use in these English words, you'll be able to have better comprehension skills. So it goes beyond just my curriculum. It goes into other areas and things that, for an example, the transitions of life. Just knowing how I'm getting ready to break down light in the sun, help you even understand reincarnation a little better, even if you don't believe it in yourself. There's a birth of a new cloud emanating from light, the sun, that goes through a life process, extend and travel as a cloud, and then for the most part, go through a form of death, condense and become water. And then for the most part, it transitioned into a new form, aka you see evaporation. So you can see that in life before you want to say, well, this don't represent anything or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to see how that play out in other areas of life. And eventually you'll reach that path of knowing how it play out for you and your spirit, and how your mind and body ain't nothing but a cloud and rock. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is like a cloud inside of a rock, your bones. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to know how to separate that. A lot of y'all might not believe in the soul. And I don't recommend anybody to believe in nothing, because in means you're in the container. So you're separate from the lighter stages that make the container, all the intricates and the pieces. So believe everything, because that creates imagination, but don't believe in nothing, because that means you inside of one or the other belief. Now you're going to be left up to arguing for or against something, or a dichotomy due to the lens of your bias and your highest intelligence. You may be unaware, but really I'm the spirit that could be aware that your highest intelligence is just you picking which bias is more suitable for you. You just don't know which bias is being sued, because you're not looking at it as a form of bias, because it then went beyond your eat, fucking, and sleeping energy, and you needing to survive based upon solidifying yourself based upon a status or some money. But other than that, I will be able to generalize it and put it in simple terms, so I don't have to break down a whole paragraph to make it apparent what spiritual space you are in, being the observer, for you to wrap your mind around whatever cloth that you're wearing at the moment, to be that representation and example on earth in front of one of God's children. And I said one of them, and remind you, powerful spirits don't run around claiming they God and ain't somewhere being selfish thinking they the only one. Understand that with y'all selfish ego energies in areas that I wouldn't dare care to have an ego in. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Then when you get to them levels, welcome home. Welcome home. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about for real. That's what it's all about. Now, check this out. Light don't travel. You know what I'm saying? Light don't travel. You know what I'm saying? Light don't travel. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we get into this aspect, right? This is my career. Well, ain't nobody quickly yet. But like I said, even if this probably is going to be a teaching lesson anyway, it's for someone to try to challenge it on their own with AI or something like that. I might not see it. If I do see it, somebody send it. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It don't mean anything if you can't do it like me, direct like me. You know what I'm saying? What, you can't do it like me? But you can't do it like me. But you can't do it like me. You know what I'm saying? Like Fable. You know what I'm saying? When you have to lay up. He did the crackhead lean one. You know what I'm saying? Fable had the crackhead lean. That's the crackhead lean. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, standing in misobvious ways and things of that nature. We might got to check what you was doing before you went in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Deep up more than just fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? But I shout the Fable. But look, check this out. Recipe Shorty Low. But look, check this out. Light don't travel. Now, really, it ain't pseudo, because we can test it out right now. Did that go up the street? Did that like go through the wall, then bounce through the wall? Is the next door neighbor that didn't pay their light bill, is they gonna be able to catch that light? So can I shoot them some light? Can I shoot the next door neighbor some light if they ain't pay their light bill? Would I be able to do that? Would I be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? So wait, check this out. Is it standing in one spot? You know what I'm saying? Is it just standing in one spot, or is it moving all over the place? And as long as I got the light on, I can make sure that light travel upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Even if the light, can I do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't think light traveled. You know what I'm saying? Really, I really think about these things. Now, your highest intelligence is getting ready to go back to what you get ready to consider pseudo, that I'm going to put you right back in that box. You're going to start talking about the sun. You know what I'm saying? You about to start talking about some fake astronomy. You know what I'm saying? Then you about to get into an astrology. You about to get into the meaning. But the meaning, because we can see daytime and nighttime, ain't the sun falling and stuff like, then even a scientist gonna tell you there's a form of rotation going on. The sun ain't rising and falling nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So then you got to realize, well, wait a minute. So I don't know what to think, man. Shit. All right, now you're introduced to your Uncle Flights. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Flights. So I'm saying, so you got to work hard. You know what I'm saying? What your other uncle taught you and stuff, what your father taught you. You might have to work hard and stuff like that. Hopefully your father wasn't a drunk somewhere scamming some tobacco somewhere and getting rich. You know what I'm saying? Doing export changes on the dock before the Venezuelans. This new Venezuelan. But before y'all narcos and before y'all, you know what I'm saying? It was the white man coming and making boats and stuff like that, taking everybody's tobacco, you know what I'm saying? Now let's check this out. All right, ain't no space out there. 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 You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Look, I'm the red star. I'm the only red star in space when it's dark. No, I'm the flaming horse in space when it's dark. No. Red sticks. No, I'm saying, but like I say, the atmosphere is just there, just like it's daytime, just like it's at night. You don't get to see farther out there because it's nighttime. Ain't no further out there. You still seeing the same clouds as this nighttime. They ain't lit up like the reflection of the global aspect of it, the moon. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand the moon doing it on a broader scale, the cloud doing it on a lower scale. You might can see it, you might can't, due to the fact of it not being daytime. So telescopes was made on purpose to make money off y'all and stuff like that. Like telescopes was a human only know how to make something to look at something it made. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as a human making a telescope you could see the sun better. Ain't no such thing as a human making a telescope you can see the moon, but ain't no such thing as a human making something you can see real things in light better. Humans just lost. Now, if it's something that a human made, they can make something to look at it better. You got a phone. They made you forget your household number and just remember it. They put satellites up there. They made telescopes so you could see those fluorescent lights. You know, so them fluorescent lights, the broad fluorescent lights. You don't that's fluorescent lights, the only thing that shine like that. So when you look in the sky that you think is space, it don't light up like the actual star, a sun, or the reflection, the moon. Real light. It light up like this, you know what I'm saying? Or street light. You just got street lights in space. It's off the beam off the satellite, though. A high fluorescent one. You know what I'm saying? That's all them fluorescent lights. If you don't know the difference between sunlight, star, which is a starlight, and fluorescent light, all right, getting debunked again. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Uncle Flights. Other than that. Because this is what they try to use against me because I'm an astrologer. But I really ain't no astrologer. I'm just a person with culture. It just got something to do with things in life. The sun is in life, clouds in life, the water in life, all these things in life. You can learn about these things. Now, certain other people learn things from other people and made money off of it. You might be teaching it from that starting point. Man, they got all kind of biases, and trust me, it only worked for them people and their nieces and nephews and grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, you somewhere in a halfway house right now, not reaping no benefits from it at all. You know what I'm saying? You ain't reaping no benefits from Malcolm Blisky, but I'll tell you that right now. I'm saying, what's old boy Robert Greene, 60 Laws of Power? You ain't reaping no benefits from none of that money going towards your kids. None of those, just a flunked out thought form you was in that you didn't probably got from the book that your kid got to watch you be in or something like that, and kind of like realize, damn, where my father get that retarded thought from? That probably was about it for your story, and before you ended up in a halfway house for another 18 months. All right, now let's check this out too, right? No such thing as asteroids. You want to argue for that? You want to argue for that? You know what I'm saying? Don't just be in the comments and talking stupid and try to make it seem like you just AI. Click the link. I see the stupid comments or whatever somebody said. Nita, I got more of a hobby than all y'all. You don't got no hobby if you watching me and then telling me I need a hobby. Now, if I was on live and I broke down all my hobbies, that's a whole live stream in itself. I'm about to drop a mixtape. You ain't got a dime to even put a studio together. Shut your mouth. No, I'm saying your hobby is watching people online and being in your own emotion about something. But thinking you can prove it in the chat. No, you prove it by being a content creator and making content. That's how you prove it. You would never prove your negligent energy in somebody's chat. You off the back, you don't get took it serious. It don't matter if you got 10 views. At least try. You trying in somebody's chat, that you don't count. You know what I'm saying? You just either some bum or something that an intelligent person can make sense out of, that you part of the government. Other than that, it ain't never gonna be nothing else. It ain't never. So you could save your. I need to find what kind of narrative I can make energy. You know what I'm saying? It's chill. I'm saying chill with your weak human thinking, weak human thoughts. I say like weak human thoughts and stuff like that. Stop. You self-project. I self-project teaching that goes beyond y'all fake synthetic concepts of teaching and stuff like that just because you need a job or whatever. You self-projecting your hobby just being a bum. You know what I'm saying? I don't got your hobby. So everybody got hobbies. We just got to compare and contrast. What's the hobby? You trying to tell me something being anonymous. That's your hobby. I got way better hobbies than you. You ain't got nothing to show from your hobbies. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing to show. I'm saying, so it's like nobody want to hear that stuff. See, this is what I'm saying. What's wrong with y'all humans? I say y'all humans don't make no sense, and y'all only express what you actually doing. You know what I'm saying? You're only expressing what you actually doing. Don't come on my page exposing you getting paid just to be on my page. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Do something else. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, all right, now for the most part too, all right, the mind condenses into fleshly fluids. Now that's a good one that I think somebody should think that they can debunk. Your mind condenses into fleshly fluids. Who want to debunk that? You know what I'm saying? Now let me break that down. When you emanate a thought, when you emanate a thought, yeah, tell them ways. You don't know what you're talking about. When you emanate a thought, don't that motivate you to take action? And it ain't gonna never be another way. Find it. How's it? You might be an atheist online, that, you know what I'm saying, based upon cultures and stuff like that, and just think that your brain is the one processing stuff in your mind or whatever. But for the most part, your mind is the first brain. You know what I'm saying? Your brain is just receiving after effect, not your brain being first and you're developing thoughts. No, you make thoughts first and then you receive it to see how you could do it when it's been in as an adrenaline. That's what's actually happening. You're separating the concept of you thinking and doing something from that actually being a process. There is no disconnection. That's how your blood is even being derived. Or you're going to have to tell me where your blood come from. And you can't explain it. Well, welcome to Uncle Flight. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's like, I mean, it's so easy. This is easy, for real. You know what I'm saying? That's how that, and this is another way how, because see, I'm a powerful spirit. So God teaches us how to make other spirits walk on eggshells. When you're just a spirit inside of a mind and body and you're going off someone else's template, especially if you in like a faulty culture that was created by someone else, people can't wait to destroy you, whether it's the bum or the colonist brain, the colonists themselves. So for the most part, I'm like a double-edged sword, because not only do I say things that y'all know, if y'all was in any other content or whatever like that, I'd be the first person somebody can't wait to be like, this cat crazy or whatever. This cat don't know what he's talking about. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to play that. Then on the flip side of it too, I ain't in no mind game. So that's a double-edged sword. So it's hard to, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to express, about me type of energy. Where if I was any Ricky Deco person, man, they would have been tried to young Pharaoh me. You know what I'm saying? They would have been tried to, which they did, but they can't do it that way. Or what the other laws do, he in jail. Yeah, y'all all be in halfway houses. Hebrew Israelite Nature Boy. Yeah, all these cats, Brother Polites and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't do natives that way though. You know what I'm saying? Because what y'all doing, y'all got other people lost in that. And y'all don't even know what y'all doing. So it's like it's a weird thing. So scouts, y'all scouts, agents don't know what to do with me. So all they know how to do is say, land my plane. Y'all ain't never had no plane flying. Y'all ain't never had no curriculum. Y'all ain't never said nothing intelligent for the past 20 years. What plane y'all ever was flying? I'm the only one flying planes and they don't land in the esoteric world and stuff like that. I'm saying making Ouija boards and stuff like that. Y'all just copying or something about something and talk about I land my plane like y'all made a point. Y'all ain't just wasted time. I'm saying like y'all up here babbling, wasting time. Then talk about I land my plane. Like you said something like you just exposed that you just watch me and just nonsense, causing confusion. You ain't about to experience nothing else. You about to expose you AI, somebody causing you ain't about to expose nothing else. With y'all and y'all AI girlfriends. Now let's check this out too. Now what else? Your spirit is, because a lot of y'all don't believe in the spirit. Your spirit is your individual space. We call a soul, aka the observer. Now, if you don't believe in the soul, or let's say you believe in it, but you calling it the mind, both of y'all are wrong. Because you're going to have to tell me what's observing the mind. Last time I checked, I was observing and experiencing my mind changing. And I got a lot of thoughts I ain't got no more 5 years ago. So if my thoughts was a piece of me and I got rid of a thought, then why don't play like the body? If I get rid of a kneecap or some stuff like that and I ain't got that kneecap no more. And obviously, that mind wasn't me. I was observing different thoughts. The mind that I was observing 5 years ago, I ain't observing those mind states no more. I forgot a lot of them. Obviously, it wasn't me. It was my creation. So if you get ready to say your mind is the soul, y'all be losing y'all soul. I ain't know you could do that. I said I ain't know you could lose your mind. You still just a spirit. You just not observing that you lost your mind. Other people who observe it who ain't lose their mind got to use their mind and observation skills to look at you and say you're degenerate and say you're retarded. Or say you need to go back to the halfway house or something like that. So you need rehabilitation or however the case it may be. But yeah, you could be out your mind as a spirit, but you still observing. You just ain't observing the things you supposed to with your mind and make you look like a well-oiled running machine, comprehended human. But other than that, I'll say this is degenerate, but that's as far as it goes. You can't connect, my knowledge, you can't connect your spirit and the mind. You can't connect it. Your spirit make up the mind. And if you don't know how to make up your mind, that's why where's your daddy right now? Welcome to Uncle Flight's world. Oh, no, that. And I know I'm younger than a lot of y'all. I know I hate a lot of y'all like 60s and 70s and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Your spirit a child. Your spirit, my nephew. You know what I'm saying? I was like, your spirit, my nephew. And all of that. Now you is the child of someone else and stuff like that. I'm about tired of y'all complaining and saying, feed me and feed. So you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get y'all to teenagers. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to. I'm trying to get y'all to teenagers and stuff. So y'all don't be causing y'all father's headaches too much. They got on bucket hats right now. They done lost their hairlines and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing y'all daddies like that. Real stuff. Real stuff. They tired of making boats and stuff. Stuff. They wasn't trying to make no boats no more. Stuff. You said they just sent I Show Speed to Africa. Now they tired of putting y'all on boats and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. Chill out. Now look, check this out too. When we get to now the mind is the soul's creation, not it itself. So a person might even think this whole type of discussion is pseudo, but this technically the type of talk before it got put in philosophical terms and got used for business and capitalizing, this was that talk that got your grandmother lost. You know what I'm saying? This was that talk that got your mama lost and stuff like that. So yeah, I know you can't just totally outright throw this out the window. A lot of this talk was saved you in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You had that thought form to make yourself think wiser than your friend or whatever the case may be. So I know you ain't about to throw this all out the window or whatever. See, I can have a better conversation with your grandma. Grandma, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, like I said, the mind is the soul's creation. How you don't believe the soul? And then you got lost in believing in things. So when you in that concept, you are already just on a train of thought and line of reasoning trying to find dichotomies. So you might got out of one belief and was a monkey jumping from one tree to another on another belief. You know, so that's all you really did. But you believe in some dumb. You know what I'm saying? So you still inside of something. I guarantee you on the opposite side of something else that's in that same box. From a equilibrium perspective, you just playing biased dichotomy games. That guy already shows you ain't got no common sense. And if you had any knowledge, you'll be able to teach both sides and be able to teach we're both wrong and we're both right, or just totally a dumb argument in general. You know what I'm saying? Just like the atheist and theist. That's a dumb dichotomy in general, because to be a theist is a person to be in theology, and you got knowledge of Theos and with and France and whatever they was making up with stuff, taking other people's cultures and making it like it's a religion or something like that. An atheist just means you have your individual, a specific. The letter A just means a specific position for individual specific position. Star or the letter A. You just got your own specific position on theism. So I don't care how much you say you don't believe something. What you're doing is the context. What you don't believe is what you like arguing. You know what I'm saying? So you just on the other side of something. You got your specific version of theism. No, so you don't like to believe what the theists believe, so you got your own version about theism. So it's a specific version of theism. So you atheist, you atheist. That's it. You just got your own version of theism or whatever. I'm saying? That's it. It's like agnostic. Gnostic just means knowing. If you agnostic, it's the same like atheist. You just got your specific concept of what you think you know. So you get ready to be the opposite or devil's advocate of everybody who think they know something. So your highest intelligence of claiming what you don't know. So you real intelligent at telling us and yourself and what other people don't know. That's it. That's being agnostic. But the context of what you claim you don't know is stupid in general. An atheist, the context of what you being a specific theist about is dumb. And theist, you're just going off a curriculum after it's already made to be capitalized or whatever the case may be. That was just a cultivated culture, right? So your whole concept of what you believe in it is faulty. And then being on the opposite side of it, you're just arguing something that you wanted to believe, and you hopefully someone who believed it can tell you it or something like that. That's it. The theists want the atheists to show them that they're actually right, how they really feel, and that is bullcrap. And the theists really want the atheists really want the theists to say some cold stuff so they can go back over those scriptures and believe it again. It's like an oxymoron type energy. The theists be trying to find a way out of it. The atheists be trying to find a way in it. Now, anybody say that ain't true. If you intelligent and you a powerful spirit like me, you could say 2 words and get to the root of the conversation. Oh, it's just your job then. Yeah, it don't even mean the economy as much to you that you lost in. You're just updating it every day because you see possibilities of making money in it. That's it. It really don't go no further than that. You ain't gonna be able to take the conversation further than that. Or it's gonna be your church fathers beat up your church fathers. No, your church fathers made more money than the other church father and stuff like that. Why you think the Germans, Russia, Anglo-Saxons start beefing, Britain start beefing? Yeah, it started in the church. One church, y'all saying one Mormon church father start beating up on the Jesuit church father. Everybody had to be involved in getting hit with a cannonball upside the head. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. No, Arabs ain't even want nothing to do with it. They had to be involved. Everybody getting hit upside the head with a cannonball. Now look, check this out, right? Now when it comes into what else? Creation, mutation, evolution. That's another one of my curriculums right there, right? So I don't want people to leave things out when we're breaking down this dichotomy reference and people steering it in a direction where it's being able to be utilized for rhetoric. So at some point, when you separate the economies from rhetoric, you also are able to separate yourself from having discussions when it comes to philosophy and physics and things when we start to talk about evolution and creation, right? And creationism and stuff, because you got a lot of religious debaters and theologians utilizing apologetics, apologizing for their weak genetics and stuff like that, getting into these type of arguments with atheists and scientists and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like William Lane Craig's and stuff like that. So you got creationists and then you have evolutionists. And these things is not even an argument. So the person arguing for creation is on the pretense or the presupposition of someone who have already capitalized and colonized other people's culture and made it a religion to put people in columns. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to deal with people one by one and knock on your door like Jehovah's Witness. And then when it comes to that evolutionists, it's basically the same thing as the religion. It's just someone changing the word. So you got universe, for logical left brain and atheists. And then you have universe for left brain and atheists and scientists. And then for the right brain, you have universe for religious people and things of that nature. But it's truly the same conversation. The only people who are sheep might try to explain the difference in it. The people in the physics or the atheists might try to say, no, this got something to do with science. I ain't never seen being into astronomy or anything of that nature creating a cure for you having cancer or you having AIDS. Then when we get into the religious aspect of it, they say, oh, you got to get away from science because it's Satan or whatever the case may be. Lucifer is the same concept of someone being in the world and creating what you get ready to say the Bible is a science book. You get ready to go to the same conclusion. So like, y'all both lost. I'll say y'all both lost. The Genesis Bible is based off the Native Americans that was in New York around the Genesis River, and they was teaching them about the internal world and the quantum world. Rest in peace, Tis Quantum. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And then they was around that tree, and they was saying that their ancestor represents that tree and things of that nature. Then you got the fruit because it was only apples over here and stuff like that. But we was telling them where it derives from the internal world and stuff like that, and telling them about our folklores and stuff. And then the colonists came and replaced it and said, no, these are white people in reality because we got cannonballs and stuff like that. And then for the most part, you a foreigner and you believe a Native American culture remix into a colonist religion for you to worship the government. So that's basically what you into and what you think you fighting over or whatever the case. But you ain't got nothing of your own. But for the most part, so when it comes to creation, mutation, evolution, you in that type of concept of knowing that things has a starting point, then it start to mutate once it accumulate, and then that accumulation, the next thing it do is evolve. But it don't have anything to do with y'all concepts of when y'all just get into the one thing evolution. Or then when you get into the other concept, something got created from some spooky god, and then y'all get into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Turtle Clan and do her too. And y'all got to stop that too, because that's how I be knowing y'all psyops too. Y'all want to say Turtle Land, Turtle. No, that was only a thing in New York. And Native Americans wasn't calling no landmass islands. So that's what you need to understand that too. Who's calling things mini Tonka, Tunka, you know what I'm saying? And based off the rivers and the waters and the Ioways. Other than that, what nobody calling nothing no island. Island was to generalize something or whatever. Generalize a landmass that's on water from people who travel on sea, from them to have that idea on their mind to come up with that type of concept to generalize something. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about Turtle Island, they was dealing with the turtle tribes and things of that nature, and Manhattan, Lenape Hoke Manhattan, that island itself in New York, when they had the longhouses on top of it too, that only looked like a turtle's back. That was only the Wampanoag tribe and that little area, the Genesis River, and between Hudson River and Genesis River and that island right there, by Rikers Island or something like that. That's the only thing they was calling Turtle Island, as the settlers interacting with the Native American, the Turtle Clan and stuff like that, part of the Lenape or Lenape just means multiple. So that's where the term Turtle Island even derives. We wasn't saying that over here in Ohio, not in South Carolina, North Carolina, not Virginia, not Mississippi, not the Appalachian Mountains, not Alabama, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi, none of those was called Turtle Island. They was called the land mass and how the water move. You had dark waters, clear waters, all these things, and how the land is moved. The land was shaped as a turtle just over there in New York by the Genesis River. That's it. That nothing. Whole America wasn't called no damn Turtle Island. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where y'all got that from. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know y'all ain't around no Native American. But for the most part, here's the thing. No such thing as 7 planets. Just the sun in 7 different positions. So this is how we calculating the week, and this is how we're calculating the higher world and the below world, and this is how we're constructing the hell and heaven map and things of that nature, and the internal world also, right? And based upon direction. So it's like the energy is fixated. You can say it's a fixed star, but we're talking about the space. like how we calculate and separate from the houses, and even each pocket, each nakshatra, each asterism. So yeah, when the sun or the moon is there, it's representing that energy that it don't do in no other position, but it's no actual planet there itself. You know what I'm saying? That's no, we're talking about an energy influence. What energy influence make the sun be in that position different than another position when we're rotating to the left? Because we're the movers, not the sun. So for the most part, this is the actuality when you get into life and physics and things of that nature. Then you can get a Nobel Peace Prize or whatever the case, or you could add on to the current curriculum and start to have those conversations with intelligent people in these colleges and things of that nature to carve out where you may be wrong at and start to add on to where you may be right, and vice versa. For the most part, here's the thing, and we know a lot of things when it comes into networking, though. There's a lot of individuals that's in networking as far as television and things of that nature that take certain curriculums and utilize it for business tactics. So when you get like the TLC channel or the sci-fi channel and things of that nature, you might get rhetoric and things. So you might hear a lot of stories about Zeus or aliens or planets or asteroids crashing and the ending of dinosaurs and stuff like that. That's them all like kind of like CIA tactics. So anytime you hear something about some dinosaurs or some DNA pool or something not existing no more, it's kind of like I guess it's still a small pocket of colonists and that's still got an influence in government. It's still trying to whitewash Native American culture, but it's all Bigfoot. It's all of that is Native American rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? All the way to dinosaurs died and evolved into birds. But that's our culture. You see what I'm saying? Talk about we become our ancestors as birds and things of that. See, if y'all don't understand that and you ain't around nobody with no culture, you wouldn't understand the witty banter or the sarcasm that colonists use that's really flooded in y'all colleges, flooded in y'all television programs, flooded. And I don't even want to get into the detail of native hobbyism, but it's so extreme. You wouldn't even have no music artists over here on American soil. But for the most part, or no music videos or nothing. Now, when we get into constellation, you wouldn't have no Wizard of Oz movie. Constellations is just space in the sky. We track the sun and moon from land. You could challenge that. Whoever want to challenge that. So. We are rotating to the left. On this body of water, the 5 seas all together for each geographical location to have they turn via time zone, or would be no such thing as a time zone. All the bodies connected together make us all rotate to the left, just in our own time zone, to be able to experience the new moon, which is just a solar eclipse, which is just you just facing the east and then you're facing away from it to see the full reflection of the atmosphere, which we're considering the moon, based upon the emanation of the sun. That's why the moon and the sun look like they're the same size, and they look like they within the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no such thing as the sun being 1,000,000-something miles away. And let's say that's true. Last time I checked, from the ground and from where that mass at, that will be 1,000,000-something miles away. Not y'all concepts starting from where the sun at, and then you watch NASA too much, so you think it's 1,000,000 miles away if you was where the sun at. No, 1,000,000 miles away as where you at right now and where the sun is at, and it look like it's within the atmosphere. All right, but and last time I checked, that looked like it's 1,000,000 miles away. You know what I'm saying? What 93 million miles or something like that? Because I'm intelligent, I'll be needing Google. But let me see. No, I'm saying real stuff. Let me see. How many miles away is the sun? I was almost right. 91 million though. 91. I was almost right. No, I said 93. I said 93, but it was 91. Now I'm scholarly. That don't mean I can't debunk it. Well, I said that don't mean I can't debunk it. That's the thing. When you have your own curriculum, you have to go through that trial and tribulation to know where you're right and wrong at. You got to go through that. And that's broader than just debates. Because you could be debating within the lens of a bias and be winning debates just because you proved your bias, but your bias may be wrong. Your theism may be wrong. Your mathematics maybe. You see what I'm saying? Your Terrence Howard Patton may be wrong. Oh, better than that. And he was just a psyop. It was too many people thinking they was intelligent, so they just used an actor to be like, hey, start talking about you got. So he sounded crazy on purpose. That's what y'all don't be knowing. Celebrities be sounding crazy on purpose because they got handlers. Listen, I used to handle Britain and everybody back in the 1700s and the 1600s. So my spirit and my lineage, we already know how to do these things. So when we see these things and we get done to y'all, it'd be funny. For an example, let's say if I was a handler of someone, I sit online and see someone, it don't matter how crazy they sound. If they talking about someone I'm handling at the moment as my child, right? I'm going to tell my child, hey, act upon that. You know what I'm saying? And then I have them do things to see if whatever this person is could be motivated to do it even more, and whoever they're attracting to motivate it more. Now, here's the thing. The person that's all emotionally flunked out don't know they getting used, abused. They don't know they getting me rich, and they don't know I'm using my little pet handler as a child at the moment, or niece or nephew, to make them feel good and make them smile if they doing right in life. And if something they don't do with my morality, I check them or something like that. I might slow up they check. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't put enough blood at the end of your face when you wearing that nun outfit on the front cover of this Rolling Stone magazine. Wait a minute, I might not need you for the next 10 magazines now. Don't go do no records hating on the next person I put on the magazine now. But for the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't got nothing to do with you. I just still need you to be frustrated and mad and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When one handler start working, I go get when one little puppet of mine start working, I go get another one. You know what I'm saying? So when Justin Bieber start working, I go get Bieber Justin. When Jay-Z start working, I go get ZJ. You know what I'm saying? But somebody gonna perform for me for free, and then for you gonna pay an arm, leg, and chicken. That. Somebody gonna do a backflip, cartwheel, tap dance, Gregory, goddamn memory, whatever dude name for me on top of a table like Bobby Smurder did. I don't care what you talk. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? So yeah, so Terrence Howard, he was sounding crazy on purpose. No, that. He know he ain't got no goddamn patents. He better be lucky he got another goddamn script. So you know what I'm saying? 'Cause he ain't been in no movie in a while. That. Everybody checks getting slow. Oh, I'm saying he ain't say something right. His handler ain't like what he said a few times or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Some Terrence Howard did. His handler ain't like that. Like, wait, we need somebody else real quick. Where's Billy Carson? I'm saying real stuff. Where's Neil deGrasse? Oh, that. Yeah, it's something Terrence Howard did. And so he wasn't reading no Michael Jordan book or something like that, like how to do everything peacefully and how the bucket hats love you or something like that, and you won't have to experience no scandal, no psyop or nothing. I'm saying, like, you want to read no Michael Jordan book, no Oprah book. You know, I said, so Terrence Howard did something wrong or something, stuff we don't know that Terrence Howard know, you know. We ain't seen him in no goddamn movie lately, have we? You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100 now. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100. We don't keep 100. You know what I'm saying? We're the soldier. We're the common man soldier at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Now let's check this out. Also, shout out to the queen. You got the body as a whole. Now here's the thing: we are rotating to the left on each body as a whole body of water at each continent and things of that nature, which allows the sun to appear to be going to the right, and us having moon phases and the reflection of the atmosphere from the sun emanating. So that's basically my concept about what y'all geocentric, heliocentric, or whatever the case may be. Look, you got somebody in the chat right now. Click the link and so I could debunk your whole mind frame, how you as a degenerate, because you in the mind state of telling somebody else they're a devil worshiper. First of all, that's your stupid belief. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, you the only one who's interested into worship. Worship is a group of people that has the prey energy, PRE energy, right? Where you're the spiritual predator on something to obtain. So you and your people create a ship, a wave of influence, of emotion together. And that's a ship. And whatever y'all going to do, even if y'all going to create a war party, a war child, whatever, that's a war ship fighting for something or whatever you talking about, you're lost in a colonist brain. That's what I'm talking about. So when they say pray at night, they got y'all prayer warriors. Pray at night means we did shit at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? When the sun went out and things of that nature. Prayed on people taking over the land. After our chants, our war cry and our chants and shit, like that's prayer. You know what y'all talking about? Y'all talking about something else. Y'all talk about sitting around being a kneecap warrior or something like, oh, being a kneecap, your hand like you got an axe warrior or something, stuff like you talking about something else. So I don't know what you talk about. If anything, you worship the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you believe got a dichotomy. So anything outside of it looks like you just call it the devil. The colonists gave you the word the devil. So I'm the devil to you. If your uncle and your auntie don't agree with you, they the devil. I'm pretty sure it's a part of the religion or another religion that don't agree with your religion. They're the devil. Everything just opposite to what you into is just the opposing thing. Since you into religion, you got the term devil for it. Opposer. That's it. I'm saying if you was in mathematics and someone was in a classroom talking about 4 + 4 is 7, they would be the opposer to what's right in math. But we ain't in religion. We in math, but we talk about math, so we might not say devil. We might just say you flunked out. We might just say you retarded. But that's what you're actually doing. You're just lost in the English language and some emotion about something. You know what I'm saying? Something dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because if you listening to me and that's the only thing that's on your mind, devil worshiper. And let's say if you said that after I said the Briticana soldier, I'm just being jokey or whatever the case may be. The Britain ain't got no army right now in America. So it's like you just like emotionally damaged about something. You got some emotional damage that you just trying to self-reflect. Online, we in a new world. You gotta know that everybody self-reflecting and projecting. You should self-reflect more intelligence about yourself. It ain't cool to be retarded on purpose. Like it ain't cool to create narratives because you think it's gonna go in some way that we ain't even in that world no more for it to be justified. Like you just about to look like a person who don't make no sense and allow people to sit back and think like, why is this person doing that themselves? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand that. It ain't no, y'all use that us and we energy too much and think it's in y'all mind. It's too embedded in y'all pineal, the nut stained frontal lobe brains. Ain't no us and we. It's just you trying to be a representation from some faulty us or we, and you just about to be the one who looks stupid. You know what I'm saying? So the only people who think they safe at the moment is people who using deep fake AI. But you just about to crash the whole concept of you being able to do that, because everybody who's doing that for their own way and how they getting paid, the whole trend of it is gonna be weak. So y'all gonna have to figure out something as y'all putting all this time and money in something that don't make no sense no more because you want to fuck with real spirits. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Stupid stuff like that where you can just mind your business, like God teach everybody to mind their business. If you ain't got nothing intelligent to say. You know what I'm saying? Have some, see, I can come up here and joke, but it's always backed by intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hear people debate religion all day because they both dumb. It's a dichotomy. Y'all can hear people debate science all day because they both dumb. None of them is in on creating the cures. So they about to talk about stuff that ain't even science. It's people who got access to making money off stuff. You know what I'm saying? Somebody making a house. We taught settlers how to make houses over here. All the houses are still made like the plank houses and the lone houses. There ain't nothing changed. So for the most part, y'all sit up here and come up with stuff and call it science. These things do not be sciences. It's humans coming together to create better ways of conveniences and sheltering. And last time I checked, every ethnicity be doing that. Now, I ain't never seen one ethnicity usher some new thing into reality, all the way to sea travel. You wouldn't even want to do that if someone ain't had some goods across sea. So this is a team effort. Then once a person starts saying, hey, let's do this, I do it with y'all. It's all business. Man, everything is business. I don't know what y'all be talking about all the way down to slavery. Man, everything business. Business. You know what I say? Y'all better believe you just get with some business or you don't. You're retarded. Even though it was a lot of wars back in the day, half of the peace treaties mainly was on the premise of business. You know what I'm saying? Because when y'all be talking about genocide and stuff like that, that's over exaggeration. All the way down to when they be saying 95% of the Native Americans got it right. That's a fabrication. That's a fabrication. There ain't no such thing as that. You know what I'm saying? Anytime close to 100 people died on any continent during colonization, it's an extreme peace for about 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all know how serious death is? Yes, it had been times people went crazy and killed about 100 to 300 at one time on all sides. We didn't wipe Europeans out. They didn't wipe us out. But that be the wipeout. Y'all over exaggerate all the way till y'all be trying to mix with y'all ethnogenesis and try to make it seem like it's this broad us we thing. No, this is like small pockets of stuff. And think about if it's a massacre right now and it's 300 people who got killed by ICE or something like that. Think about an uproar on all sides, even the lineage of people who in ICE. It always was like that. So people not doing it that extreme no more. But when that happens, that's not all at one time. It might happen in one little area. Boom, 150 Indians got killed. Boom, whole colonist area got wiped out. Boom, whole Africans, they wasn't acting right, so they got wiped. But that's varying. That boom, that just happened in Virginia. Next 10 years, this the next thing, something will happen. You know what I'm saying? It didn't never be that severe as the previous time because people are people. Y'all like over exaggerating because it ain't happening to you now. But when y'all don't think right, these are serious events. These ain't no. This is serious. Like y'all lost. 50 people get killed. Man, that shake up the whole. Even in cities and states, it ain't happening. Y'all just like try to use stuff for arguments. Real serious situations without the nuance to it. So you just looking at it as a way to cry for respiration or something like that, not knowing this is real events, uncles, aunties, children, babies on all sides, on all ethnic sides. For it to even be that serious, to be in history written down, peace treaties. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all crying for money too much. That's when it start going too far. You lose comprehension of stuff. So all that 95 extension and stuff like that, that's dumb, call it CIA games. That ain't even really real. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all being 30% white, but y'all don't look like it. Then get out of here. Like, y'all believe anything. Man, y'all believe anything. That's why you in a halfway house. Ain't nothing wrong with the halfway house. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example. Your mind could have been on something better, but what your mind was on led you to that area. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, damn, we already almost an hour in. I was just breaking down my curriculum. But I ain't never get challenged. That's one thing about it, though. I ain't never participate in their world because they ain't my world, my lineage anyway. But they somehow can't challenge my stuff either. But I can challenge their stuff. I can name all the names if I want to and stuff. They in some type of spell. They got to act like they don't know who I am. Yet everybody's talking about landing my plane. Get out of here. Y'all just exposing y'all psyops. You on your own, though. Y'all not talking to no audience. Y'all just got me and God looking at y'all. And I'm the only person y'all gonna have to deal with. So all y'all curriculum about to fail, and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing you're gonna do anymore. And then you about to start claiming you native. That's it. That's pretty much the end of your career. The end of y'all online scholarship career. I'm the only scholar on the line. I'm the only person over here. So you got to find either a European or me. You know what I'm saying? Or another brother polite if they got them. You know what I'm saying? So you only got 3 choices: African, Native, European. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All y'all just chalk it up, man. Y'all just talking, man. Just chalk it up. Y'all ain't about to create no cures. Y'all ain't about to tell us no update on no new curriculums. And y'all about to spend y'all time trying to cosplay and try to debunk me and y'all own little sneaky colonist ways. And y'all ain't even colonists. Yeah, that be the bad part about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be feeling sorry for y'all people. Y'all don't even be colonists, and y'all be trying to act like colonists. Y'all be thinking y'all can control narratives and stuff like that. Y'all can't even talk to y'all own damn people. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. Y'all don't be talking to y'all own people. Y'all just be having a whole bunch of people look at y'all sound crazy. Y'all be saying stuff like, yeah, man, we got to talk to the kids. There no kids be listening to y'all. I once upon a time was a kid. We 20 years later and stuff like that. Y'all said nothing the whole time. Sit down. It's my turn. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Dr. Umar was probably put up that school for a whole 20 years. What's going down? Why the screen look like?
What's good with you, Dolo?
So, all right, what you challenging?
Oh no, I ain't even get on here. I just came on here just to say, nigga, you putting in that motherfucking work, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Appreciate that. I just want to say, cause like everything you've been talking for the last 10, 14 years about everything from the sun and how the sun is its own intelligence, its own being and things. Like, nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, you been on point. I'm saying you are way ahead of your time. And I'm just going through my awakening and becoming more aware every day and things. And I'm seeing how they're using people getting lost to the body. So you got the black community thinking they the body, so they getting lost in colors. They think they come from the sun. And like I said, I'm not shooting no rocks or stone. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's just that people not there yet due to certain concepts and programs they're attaching to, so they ain't able to see because they lost in concepts and programs themselves. But I just wanted to get on here. You been right, and I even have my own points about the sun and how it's the influencers, and it's really as above, so below. So what you see and taking place down here is being influenced by the sun and the moon and them. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. So I just want to say I appreciate you. You've been on track. Keep doing you. It's happening. This shit is happening, Dolo. People is becoming aware. People is starting to realize, hold on. I'm not no sun god. I'm not none of that. I'm not even a body. Elohim and all that. It's just a container. And I'm just a spirit in the body. And I have I've been in many bodies. I've been in many containers in different realms and realities and shit like that.
There you go.
Dolo, you the truth, nigga.
Yeah, you got it, though.
No, truth is just, you feel what I'm saying? There's no such thing as truth. And bro, but I fucks with you, nigga. So I just want to get on here as a real being, because I'm down here doing my own way, going through my own journey, doing the same shit. We all going through it because we all becoming aware. You feel what I'm saying? We all freeing ourselves and shit like that. So we all coming online. But I just want to get on here and let you know, nigga, you was ahead of your time. And there weren't too many people that was on what you was on. You feel what I'm saying? When you was on it. And I'm just telling you, it's happening now. We are becoming aware, Dolo. You feel what I'm saying? So you're not the only nigga down here. Trust and believe that. So I appreciate you. It's your boy Unplugged Reality, and I'm out.
Real shit. Yeah, he just dropped some bombs. Real shit. Yeah, he dropped some bombs. Y'all got to hear the terminology. Container. You know what I'm saying? So the container is a strong thing. Just because you're not in the cage, just because you might not be in the halfway house right now, whatever the case may be, there's still forms of containers and things of that nature. And for the most part, when you know how to separate yourself and look at forms of these things itself, now you know you are a spirit. And we're creating mentalities, and it's been in and becoming a fleshly fluid. That's another part of the curriculum, though. But, just being in that first part, you know what a container is, and you know what you inside of or you ain't. Therefore, you might be taking up for some bull crap in an area that you can't see that you're taking up for it because it's playing out in other areas, maybe making you money, or maybe having you develop a weird ego about something that really ain't gonna get nowhere, or debunk your grandmother. Your grandmother still could debunk you on Jesus Christ. Go have a debate with her right now. I guarantee she win. I guarantee grandma win. Grandma, I have you thinking right now. No, I'm saying real stuff. Grandma's still cold. Don't get grandma twisted. I was like, grandma's still cold. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yeah, y'all just got to know it's different. It's different things to expand on or expound on that ultimately lead to the same thing that we're pointing to argue amongst each other with. You know what I'm saying? Without understanding what these things is as far as comprehension. So yeah, we could be saying a whole bunch of things, but if we ain't comprehending what we actually saying, and it don't mean nothing. You're doing it for other reasons. You're using a sword, and the sword becoming dull in this new shift. You know what I'm saying? That sword is dull. It don't slice through nothing no more. It don't debunk nothing no more. It don't substantiate anything no more. It don't even have the feel good energy no more. Where someone can leave with the feel good, the preacher just told you something, and you make sure you're gonna be there next Sunday. And you know what I'm saying? They ain't got that no more and stuff. So that's just inevitable. It ain't even us having a challenge in our day-to-day life, how we've been attaching it to things by ourselves of how it's right or not. We're starting to see the separation of it. We're starting to see the lesson up of the quality, the lesson of the percentage scale. And you can't be using too much stuff as an ego. You know what I'm saying? Because God don't like ugly. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really like God is going to do something to you because you being ugly. It's you're doing something. And what you're doing creates a certain results. And we're just going through a shift right now where the way you think is what we're doing. And that results may not be what you're familiar with and stuff like that. So you're going to have to get a hold of evolving. Creation, mutation, evolve. And it's always a spirit that go back into the same because we always do this washing machine cycle, but it's always a spirit that go back into the same world, collection of minds that bend in and become the fleshly fluids of that mathematics to interact with the people that they share common organs with, to give them a new process of how we create new organs evolve in the first place. So we need an extension like wings. This how spirits like me keep coming back. Now, the first concept is this: my space being expanded, giving you a new thought. That new thought is what's condensing as feelings and fleshly fluids. And once everybody do that as a team where it makes the dream work, we bring in forms of evolution. And now we extend the human genome into a more broader process, how y'all be extending from forms of how alligators and monkeys and things was and stuff like that, right? So it's a know-how. So if a spirit, we all spirits, then we all make our worlds in our own pockets. So that's animals, us and stuff like that. Then that world is the mind that condenses and become a fleshy fluid. You got your own and the team where it makes the dream work. And then we all share this existence. So we all gonna be aware of each other, that awareness, but we all in our own world. What make up the awareness when we was all doing it in our spiritual spaces. So when one spirit in any capacity go the distance that's more relative and in sync, they bring a new attribute, which starts as a new thought and a new adrenaline and a new action that's relatable and in sync to the macro teamwork makes the dream work version, the sky and the land, and how it's done to be in sync with something, whether it play out as a gift, a talent, a trait, something to deal with fuck eating and sleeping better, morality, wisdom, what not to do again, or however the case. Then for the most part, as time start to go on, that creation idea start to mutate, connect with other people with the current idea and then that new idea, and then it start to evolve. That mentality eventually, like a couple hundred years, it become a more sufficient organ to relative to that atmosphere that condenses and become the water that we're making our substance out of. See what I'm saying? So that's what animals do. And this is how you're rising up from sapiens sapiens and Homo sapiens and all these things, whatever y'all calling these things. So it's the spirit responsibility, the observer, to create mind states that ultimately condense and become the fleshly fluids. So the way you think create the mathematics, and the organ represents the mathematics. So right now we're following a group of spirits of the five-pointed being, right? So we're in that world. So we make those type of organs when it condense. So that's the mind state. Spirits that's bigger than you, you get worked in their world. So since my spirit's so big, you get worked in my world. I could just be thinking, and I still know how to come in this washing machine cycle. You could be in your own hell, but warped in my space in your mind of what you thinking I was entertaining you about. And for the most part, my process is bigger than yours. So just like you'll be warped into hell, I'll just be experiencing life. And let's say I'm born again. You will be within me as me being able to express another creative gift and talent. So I'll be multi-dimensional. I'll be able to do everything within business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. Because my spirit's so big, and my idea, my own travel, I'm an old spirit. When I go back in young bodies born again, sometimes it be so many, because just like this time, it's so many spirits that's warped in me that I'm trying to save out of hell and shit, and things of that nature, that I got so many perceptions and points of views. Y'all are mimic versions of those. And I got more powerful spirits that done more than y'all. So what y'all think y'all be doing, I done been there and done that, and I be having those within me too, that I could do that better. You know what I'm saying? Because spirits doing what you did, a lot of them is warped inside of my space because they spirit smaller than my spirit. So they're just emanating thoughts. It's just my imagination. I can express physically because I'm not in hell. I'm God's child. I teach y'all the process of life. What these things mean, so you're not seeing it as hell or heaven. Here's just a mechanism. Whatever y'all call in heaven is just a small little process time. You be in a lighter stage of life before it condenses as a heavy fleshly fluid. So a lighter form of thought. Then when it condenses and get cloggy and become a fleshly fluid, and then that's what y'all call in hell. Then y'all just deciphering them because you like being in thought better. So that's how y'all do it physically. But when you get into it in the mind, y'all make up false imaginations that still ultimately be the same thing. It'd be another world that mimic Earth when you alive, And then you want all the good things in it that you do on earth. That's what you call heaven. And all the bad things you want away from it. Or someone could be stuck in all the bad things you experience on earth. That's what you call hell. But you're still but what you're actually doing is a spirit inside of your first body, your mind. And if you don't know how to switch that up, that's your world. Nobody told you to believe in that. You're just supposed to believe it. It's possible to have that idea. That don't mean you got to be inside it and stuck. These are things your spirit is doing as nouns. You're looking at it as just adjectives and getting lost into calling things in the world that's nouns, adjectives. So y'all find yourselves doing real things in real time with your spirit, but then have arguments talking about the universe as like it's a noun and not an adjective to describe all the things within the universe that makes us come up with the term the universe to generalize something. So there's nouns within it, trees growing, people, air, people here, and stuff like all of that together makes what we call a universe. The universe is just an adjective. So if you want to get into detail, you're going to get descriptive about the things within the universe. The universe is not a noun itself. It doesn't do the things that we're using to describe the generalized term universe. So the universe cannot be born. The universe cannot give birth to something. The universe is just a representation or a different term for the space we're in that consists all the things that we're just grouping together to call the generalized term universe. It's just an adjective. When we describe the universe, we're getting ready to talk about clouds, trees, humans, animals, or whatever the case may be. So it's just an adjective. Like we're saying a tree. But the actions of a tree is it grows and it has branches and leaves. So y'all have to know this is how you know you're lost and institutionalized and you idol worship. Because idols is this thought processes based off symbols that people didn't capitalize off of. So you idol worship when you believe the universe can have babies. And the universe had a time it was born 1 million years ago. That doesn't make sense. When is this an adjective? Now, there's things within this generalized term called universe that we can piece out. Is there a tree that was here first 1 billion years ago? But we don't have to go 1 billion years ago. We can see how a tree grow now. So whatever was happening then, it's happening now. Whatever happens every day got something to do with God. If it happens once in a blue moon, a human created that. You know what I'm saying? A human created that. You know what I'm saying? You know how a mountain is here. You know how a tree is here. So you ain't got to go 1 billion years ago. So radiometric dating is a made-up science. There is no such thing as figuring out how old a rock is after it have already became gravel and detached from a bigger piece of rock or a mountain. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna say this rock is such and such year old? And that's a faulty radiometric dating. Because I guarantee they found a lot of rocks and said it's 1 million years old that probably scattered and became gravel off a mountain probably 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Or off side brick or a cave or something like that 20 years ago. So they will look at a condition and make up faulty reasonings on a condition of something, and then they will predicate the condition of what something means to be old. So when you're catching something separate from its original state, it has a different modification. When we get into oxides and stuff, they would take something being in an oxide form itself and generalize that as something being old. Just coming off something and it being in a dust state because it's off from its original form or the mountain or whatever. Then they would say, since it's in this state, this what makes it 3 million years old. That's radiometric dating. In a nutshell, it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not real. So it's a faulty basis or whatever. Okay? Or you wouldn't have had them come up with some stuff talking about the universe is 3 billion years old. What radiometric lostness crack y'all smoking in the space? Like what? And y'all got Neil deGrasse up here sounding crazy. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody with no comprehension nowhere. And even if you is rocking people to sleep, you can do it much better. Everybody need a creative council. All parties, everybody. What they call that? A creative team. I forgot what they call that in the music business. Artist development or something like that. Not artist development. It's a creator team or something like that. everything would be much more smoother. I'm telling you, everything would be much more smoother. Real stuff, and it'd be closer to the truth where people won't even get mad at it. They like your version of you being you. That's how you always want it. You ain't got to hide. You could be in the dark and the light. That's how you always want it. Damn, we're an hour in. I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. Like, shout out to Homeboy or whatever. But yeah, this is for everybody, man. Like I said, I don't hate nobody or whatever the case may be. Y'all be sounding hateful. Y'all know that, right? Like, separate yourselves and being monetized and stuff like that for a second, or trying to, or being a Hebrew Israelite on the street corner, and like put yourself in somebody else's shoes and then play one of your videos or listen to yourself. Man, y'all be sounding crazy. Listen, that's a form of respiration to me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all would have been hit upside the head with a long knife. Oh, but I have a flight positive for sure. Y'all listen to the bottom of the taste move. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to chill. I gotta do this responsibility. Real stuff, man. I'll be hearing some crazy stuff. I'll be like thinking, like, man, yeah, we ain't in them calling this times. Ain't no way we end up calling this times. Ain't no way. Y'all got to slow down with that much complaining. And it can't be that much complaining. No way. No way. But yeah, I love all y'all real stuff. And I'm not trying to throw nobody's history up under the bus. Trust me, we had it harder than anybody. I'm not. I'm just adding light to stuff, just like comedians. That's it. Love all y'all. Real shit.